Howdy. How's it going? Just doing another lunchtime video down here at Milwaukee's lakefront. It's always a nice spot to just relax for a few minutes during the noon hour, give or take, and maybe have a snack here or head to a local restaurant. I've been thinking about this video stuff and making content, and if you follow me on Facebook, we just hit a milestone at the Full Spectrum Cycling YouTube channel with 750,000 views, and I was pretty excited about that. It's a little bit misleading in a way because we started that channel back in 2014. And I got it going real well. It was very active. We were getting 20, 30, 40,000 views per video. And I had to step away from that business. Full Spectrum Cycling is basically, fatbike.com is part of Full Spectrum Cycling. And when I stepped away for another opportunity to make some decent money, I had to let that slide because 15-hour days don't coincide with doing a bunch of content too. And so from about 2017 on, I had kind of let the reins of that go. And through some pretty nefarious stuff, I decided that it was time to take back fatbike.com a couple of years ago and spent some time rebuilding the whole back end of the site, rebuilding it so it was more modern and able to continue into the future as it hadn't been maintained in several years. And also content had not been maintained in a very, it had been in a very minimal way for the past couple of years before I took it back. And so as a result, not only did the fatbike.com website lose a bunch of people who maybe would have stayed if we would have kept going at the pace we were at, but all the content creation on YouTube essentially stopped in 2017. There was a couple of odd ones here and there, but basically 2017, it sort of ended. So, and we really didn't start trying to add content again until last year. So things have been a little bit more of a struggle now. I understand a lot of the reasons why we made a video or are making a video version of the Full Spectrum Cycling podcast, which really has been going since 2017 and does pretty well audio, but video, we're struggling with it. And I understand some of the reasons why. It's not very obvious what it's about. We're pretty Milwaukee focused versus a little more focused on other things. And it's kind of become sort of a what's happening in Milwaukee podcast a little bit more than maybe what I originally envisioned it. So by show number 325, which is coming up in, maybe 6 weeks or something, we'll be doing 317 tonight. I'm going to change the format of it and kind of get it back to what I wanted it to be originally, which is more traveling, interviews, being out in the world rather than just sitting in the podcast studio, which is going to make it a little harder for the audio portion. But I think, I don't know. I'm still working on the formatting. That's why I'm not doing it immediately. And considering that maybe JK and I will continue with a more Milwaukee-centric podcast, which is a kind of content we've been making basically anyway lately. So just some regrowing pains because I've done this before. And I kind of feel like since we made a number one site in the world in fatbike.com and we made a very successful at the time YouTube channel, hopefully you can get it going again. Yeah, that's where I've been thinking and just trying not to put a bunch of effort into something that isn't growing. And that's kind of where I think Full Spectrum Cycling is now. I think it's not focused enough. I think it's a little bit, it just doesn't fulfill the promise that I originally had for the idea for that particular show. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that I'm holding the little light that I had here. See that? If you take the light away, I'm just kind of holding it over here. I haven't figured out a way to mount it yet, but I think it does a little fill in, pretty nice. And those are some thoughts about where we may be heading, or where I may be heading more generally than where the whole site is headed or the whole channel is headed. And that's why I've started a new channel. This is obviously not full spectrum cycling. So I hope you get something out of these, or give you some ideas about your own channels. Maybe you're thinking that you've been doing it a long time and it's not getting you where you want to go. And I don't know, maybe keep watching this, and then hopefully we'll learn something together, because that's pretty much why I'm doing these, is to learn as I go, at least for this type of a show. So anyway, I'll be out for lunch again, probably a couple times a week, hopefully, and I'll have some thoughts and leave some comments or something. Bye.